Good afternoon, everyone. David Paul speaking. It's just after 5 o'clock UK time on the 6th of June. A very strong move up today. Copper price as well, moving up very strongly. So Dr. Copper leading the way. I'm looking at Amazon, and Amazon moved and stuck its nose above 1700 a few moments ago. As you know, I have a target at about 1900. The real trick of the exercise, of course, is to know how to manage the trade. It is a relatively simple trade, a continuation pattern, an ascending triangle. Within the ascending triangle, the VectorVest calculated earnings per share had risen markedly over the last 6 months from $8 to $12. And I've noticed over the years that if you get a continuation pattern, and within the continuation pattern earnings per share is rising strongly, then the share tends to break out very cleanly, and that's an incredible edge in VectorVest on its own. So how do we manage the trade? Well, I'm going to give you one suggestion that you may find useful. There are lots and lots of ways of managing the trade. VectorVest gave a buy signal just there. I wasn't quick enough on the ball for that, but I actually bought in just here after this outside day. As you can see, we had a day which encompassed the market action of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days odd. That's a very strong signal, an outside day. Done very well on outside days over the years. So entry point was above that high. That high was 1601, and I decided to put a stop loss. I could have put the stop loss under that low, but I decided that under this low was a better place in case it spiked down there. So that was at about 1545. So there was $55 worth of risk. I calculated the position size so that if the whole thing should have gone belly up, as they say, that I would have lost no more than 1% of my speculative account. Now, what I suggest you do is, ladies and gentlemen, when you've made as much as you've risked, in other words, when this has moved from 1600 to 1655, somewhere about there, that you bank half of the position, you bring your stop to entry, and you let the other half run. And do your best to keep a very loose trailing stop loss on the other half. You've made a little bit of money, not a lot, but a little bit of money. Your stop's at entry. You can't lose any money on the second half of the position, and that's a great place to be. The big money, however, is made by letting the second half of the position run. If you tick all the boxes in VectorVest, then your hit rate, as defined by taking half of the position off when you've made as much as you've risked, is going to be incredibly high, 80+%. That's going to mean you're going to get an awful lot of positive emotional feedback, and the trading exercise will become fun. Now, there's a big difference between having a few trading rules and being able to follow those trading rules. So you're going to have to grit your teeth and build that discipline. It won't take that long, somewhere between 8 and 13 perfectly executed trades, and something magic happens between your ears. You actually develop new neural pathways, and the paradox is that when you've got discipline, you don't need that much of it because all that internal resistance goes away. That's just one suggestion of how to manage the trade. Have a great trading day. Bye.